Hi, I'm Zeth. Yep, so day one, walking. I think it was all up around about 15 Ks. So we started here at the Kapuka Army Base and walked into Wagga, into the town, to the War Memorial. Yeah, no, it was a great day. Sun was out, plenty of good vibes. We only had to make one detour, seeing as though the local CFA were doing a burn off, which was probably the event of the day. But other than that, it was very cruisy. Stopped and had a coffee. That was great. Had a great day. So the hardest moment today, I'm not really sure. It was all pretty cruisy. The hardest moment might be, get back walking after stopping for a coffee. So no, it was nice and easy today.
So my name is Jill Oborn. So it was an 18-kilometre walk today, and a lot of that was on paths as opposed to being out in nature. I mean, I know we're out in nature, but very different to being out in the bush and being on a dirt track. I think for me, I'm really excited about tomorrow and what tomorrow brings with us being out in the Brindabellas and really back connecting with nature as opposed to, feeling like it's one foot in front of the other.
I'm Sally. Well, I come from the Hunter Valley. So the start point is down at the bottom of the very tall and steep mountain, and the end point was near where the human hovel track meets the Brindabella Road. We walked about 25 kilometres today. It was a really tough day. It's the toughest day we've had so far. It was a lot of very steep climbing. It was beautiful. I love going to places that are really hard to get to because not many people get to see those places. They're pretty special and pretty untouched by urban sprawl.
My name is Tim. We've been on a bit of a hike up a mountain, some with tracks and some without. Yeah, so we started on Two Sticks track today, which was great. We've had quite a bit of elevation, and the terrain's been really tough today, both in terms of the elevation that we've come up and how quickly we've come up that elevation. And also in terms of the track. It's, sometimes we've been making our own way and carving through, parts where it isn't a track. As you can probably tell with the beanie and the jacket, it's a bit cold at the top of Mount Corey now, just getting ready for sunset. So it was a big, in the Brindabellas, the tallest point within the Brindabella region there.
Jamie Young. Yeah, sure. We started at Mount Stromlo and we were reminded of the fires in 2003. The place was taken out. It was quite chilly this morning when we arrived, probably, I don't know, what was it, 7:30 or something like that, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And had a really enjoyable walk through the pine forests and on the edges of Canberra up to the Arboretum. And it became more sunny. It was actually a beautiful day to do a walk, and then down to have lunch just below the Arboretum, at which point General Hurley turned up, the former Governor General, and his wife Linda, and that was great to have them with us. Great day. Yeah, I chatted to a few of the people serving on HMAS Canberra. That was really enjoyable, just hearing from them. And just talking and chatting, just understanding service as it is now on the LHD that they're serving on. Big vessel. Yeah, it was great. Unquestionably, presenting one of the wreaths in the last post service just then, the remembrance service. I didn't expect to be asked to do that, and it was a great honour to be able to do that. It was very moving, actually. To have that be that event and the ANZAC Way people to be part of it is very significant.
My name's Darren Thomas. Today, after yesterday's Canberra experience, it was lovely to get back out into the forest, and the conversations and that were again very excited to be out on the trail. It was like I said, it was a crisp day, and the conversations were very open and fluid after the excitements of Canberra.
I'm Cam West. We've been walking as a group now for some days and gotten comfortable with each other, and on the back of yesterday where we tried out walking in silence for a short time, today we did that for a longer period. And I think it shows that the group has really grown over the time that we've been walking, that we're able to have that space in silence together. Even though it was a longer day, it was gorgeous weather, it was great surroundings, it was still hard work, but people weren't complaining. People were enjoying walking together, and it wasn't just about being distracted or telling jokes and having fun. It was actually about doing some of that hard work, reflecting on the devotional questions and the content, and having some of those deeper conversations. Without a doubt, the best moment today was getting right up to the top of that ridgeline with the rocks. Even though it was windy and cold, being able to look out and just see so far in the national park.
Stephen Newhouse. We sort of had the morning session where people were chatting and talking to each other and talking about various things that had happened in their lives. My role today was sort of bringing up the tail end, so I had less conversations than I had in previous times. But probably one of the better parts was just after lunch, we'd taken a practice each day of walking in silence for about half an hour or so, where people actually had to intentionally think about what was going on in their life, what was going on around them. It gave you an opportunity to look in and through the bush and see God's creation there. So that was always, from my perspective, quite a good part of each day's walk.
So creation is amazing, and walking up to what we thought was a very small snake crossing the road was actually probably 30 caterpillars, nose to tail like a caravan being towed, and they were all following each other across the road, and they were the little furry caterpillar. It just looked so unique that you know, it was mesmerising to look. So yeah, the little caterpillar caravan was quite amazing.
I think the most meaningful moment for me was when I was walking on my own. I just had time to think, and walking in the forest, there's no intrusive noises, there's just the noise of the forest and birds and sometimes water running, and just gave me time to reflect and, you know, do some deeper thinking about life.
Yeah, I think the most meaningful moment for me was, I suppose, talking to pilgrims along the path and understanding it, you know, where the question of the day was around, you know, where do we most need God? Where do we most need Jesus to walk with us?
Before we left on the walk this morning, we all gathered at the memorial, looked at Psalm 21, and I really love Psalm 21 because our children, when they were at Brindabellas Christian College, that was their memory verse for the whole school. And so as a family, we have always known that as a memory verse. And I think being a Defence family and also a veteran, there have been hard times, but it's always a great reminder that God is always with us.
The theme verse for today is by grace you've been saved, not by works. Grace, Jesus dying for us, and we have eternal life in Him, only what He has done. And in many ways, in some ways you can see that service by Jesus for us is mimicked by Australian servicemen and women who've served. So that understanding of we live in freedom, relative freedom, and in this beautiful country of Australia we live in, and that's great.